Hi, Scott Hylton, Scott Talks. I'm going to do a little walking video. Go for a walk with me. That's what Dave says on the Walking with Fitness video YouTube channel. So I'm going to take you on a walk with me. We're going to go up the Suncoast Trail a little bit and turn around and head back. Okay? Just trying to get some steps in. I've left the house. Already gone 0.38 miles. Oh boy. Oh good, we got cyclists coming. I'll give you a peek. Walker, jogger. I like that sound the bikes make. Oh, casual cyclists, e-bikes. Those are e-bikes. Yeah. See the other couple. Got a jogger behind me. It's nice getting out, getting a little fitness. Stay in the right lane. Good morning. How are you? Everybody's exercising. More bikes. How you doing? Hello. Hey, don't say much, do they? Probably knew I filmed it just then. How you doing? That's why I like getting out on the Suncoast Trail. You just say hello to people. Oops, I got killed by the e-bikes. Dave's always saying in fitness videos that fitness helps you with stress, helps you relax, that studies have shown being out in nature is great for your health, walking. It's even less stressful if you've got a lake or a water body. You can just sit there and look at it. I'm next to the interstate because they build trails next to interstates, and that's fine. It's a good place to put them because nobody wants to build a house right here, but they do anyway. There's some houses. Yeah. Got a little fence, so yeah, that helps. So you got a deal on that house. We are here in Florida and went down to check out the villages to check it out. And they drug us down to an area where they were building. I could hear noise, and I'm looking around. There's an interstate, not this highway. I'm talking about like the big one, like one way over there. Big interstate. And I was like, oh my gosh. And the girl just kind of looked at me like, but it's way over there. I said, I can hear the cars. Well, they'll have a wall up. I said, but the cars are way up there. They're up high. You'll hear trucks 24/7. And I know you probably won't, from your house where we were, you wouldn't have, technically, it wouldn't have been too big of a deal. Just a little background noise. But it's the principle. We're moving away. Yeah. Heading towards more woody areas. But Dave's always talking about studies. Trying to get 7,500 is the real number of steps you want to try to get. And for dementia, you want to go over 10,000. And he just walks all the time. And it's a whole day, okay? It's, like it's going to Disney World. Walking around Epcot, not taking the boat in the middle. I took the boat and my wife and daughter went around to see the shops. And I've seen all the shops. It's not like I haven't seen them before. And I've never rode the boat. And the guy made a great little joke. There's the Frozen ride in Epcot that's hugely popular. Used to be Norway or something else, a little boat water ride, and they just kind of converted it into Frozen instead. And technically you can get a little splash, just a little bit. But if it hits your foot, little hint, little factoid you want to know when you're going to parks, even in Florida, hot Florida, SeaWorld, anything. Because if you get in the orca show, that big whale at the end, big orca, he splashes the crowd. And when we were there last, it was the whale that killed that girl, grabbed her ponytail. Now they have to wrap them up in little balls, and they can't swim with the orcas, and all that stuff's going on with SeaWorld, so it's not quite the show that used to be. Well, I'm getting near the first picnic table. Cool. And she had a loose ponytail that hung out, kind of like, and it probably looked like a fish or something, like she's holding a fish like that. And it just grabbed her and pulled her to the bottom and kept her there until she drowned. And that was the whale. Well, the whale had gotten bigger, and the paint line was getting worn out. And I'm looking at the paint line where the splash zone was kind of going to be, and we were up in the kind of about midway. And I'm looking at the splash line, and I'm looking at the size of that whale, how big he'd gotten, and I was like, huh. And my wife and daughter were like, where are you going? Well, I'm going up here. I'm going way up here. Where are you going? Yeah, I walked up the steps to like nosebleed area as best you could for a whale show. And sure enough, the show started wrapping up. The whale says goodbye by swooshing his tail. And he's just tons of water flying into the air, everybody. And they had signs where they mentioned the fact you may want to put your cameras up because it is salt water. And it's like 4 o'clock, 3, 4, some 5, something. It's still light out. It's still nice. It's still good, but it's going to be dark soon. And it's getting cooler. Well, my daughter and wife are drenched, pretty drenched. And I come walking down, and of course I'm in trouble because I didn't get drenched, because that's how that logic brain works. Why did you leave us? I'm like, I told you the whale's big. I told you the logic behind it, and got no respect. So they were miserable. They were ready to go home because their feet got wet. The socks got wet. They didn't have extra socks. So extra socks is a good thing if somebody has a backpack. A couple extra socks, you can halfway through the day, you can switch them out. If you ever get wet from rain, switch them out. That helps. But, and good walking shoes. I mean, you're going to get 10,000 steps in at Disney, at Epcot, and all those places. And you probably never do. I mean, I was on my feet all day when I worked. I worked open to close. And I'd get 7,000, 8,000, but 10, 12, nah, not like that. So, like I was saying, you go to the parks like that, you get the steps. Oh, and the joke was, on the Epcot, catch you going. He said, if you haven't gotten on the Frozen ride and reserved your place yet, because you're at the park and you're thinking, oh, I can just get in line. I can go. He said, just let it go. Let it go. All right. Let it go. Just like the song, let it go. And everyone laughed on the boat. But yeah, I saw my wife and daughter. I was sitting on that boat. I waited for the thing to get there. And took my little trip through and got to the other side and waited for them to kind of catch up with me. It was fun. But you want to, as you get older, get a little silver in there, you got to keep your muscle mass going. Oh, we got somebody on like a little scooter or mini bike or something coming up. You guys tell me what this is. How you doing? What do we got? That's some kind of scooter or something, I guess. And we see all sorts of stuff on the trail. This is cool. It's my first big walk on the trail because I always walk the neighborhood. And I'm probably not going to go to the second picnic table. I didn't bring my water bottle. Don't need it. I mean, it's only 70-some degrees in February in Florida. Yeah, we're in the Spring Hill area. It's going to be 60s for a couple days after this, so I thought I'd take advantage of it. Got shorts on, sneakies, Got my hat on, keep some sun off, put a little sunblock, just kind of sprayed it on the arms and legs, sprayed it on a little paper towel, and rubbed it on my neck and under the neck, and a little hair, nose, under the eyes. Took the glasses off, put the hat on. Getting my steps, and let's see how we're doing. 10 minutes in, that's not a big deal. 0.85. All right, 0.85. More bikers coming, cool. I haven't been on the trail on the bike lately. Usually I do weekends because I like to see people and say hello. But this has been a busy day. Well, it's the perfect time. Most people know to look at the weather. Let me see when I'm going to be comfortable riding and walking. And that's when I'll go. Why would I get up in the morning when it's still low 60s when I can wait a couple hours and it'll be low 70s, right? So we're just walking and walking. Hello, how are you? Morning. There they go. So you get to see people, you get to socialize. That's good for you. Some of you don't have a lot of friends when you get older. So you get to socialize, right? Not just the same old people at the store, the same neighbor or two across the way. You get to say hello to people and see all sorts of things like crazy scooters. You get to see a lot of doggies. I haven't seen any doggies yet. Doggies may have gone out a little earlier. But this is cool. This is relaxing. The interstate's a little further away from us here with the trees. Got a nice row of trees. It's got a fence here to separate us from the east side street neighborhood. Keep you out. They did a good job with this thing. One thing about being near big trees is the roots. When you get cracks in the pavement and when you bump over them with a bike, you get up off the seat. Try to get up off your seat. Just kind of stand up a little bit and kind of bubble, and that'll take some of the stress out. And if you hit it kind of at an S angle, like an S, like that over the bumps, that helps. Just make sure no one's behind you. Check your mirror. Get a mirror, check it. Turn your head, check it. You don't want to weave out with an S and have some biker zip by you. Fly by on an e-bike or something and smash into you because you just weaved into it where they thought their lane was. See the cracks. You gotta have kind of bumpy. I hear anyone behind me? No. This is fun. Fun. Walking for fitness. That's what we're doing. Now, they say to get about 3 to 4 miles an hour occasionally, and that's where you get your heart rate going a little bit. According to the watch. Hey, I did my 1 mile. Let's see if the other picnic tables. It's not technically right here up ahead. It's much more further up ahead. How far do I want to go? I did a mile. I can do the neighborhood again. Let's turn around. Like cutting through the neighborhood, going by the pool, having a seat. They've been working on remodeling and had a little black mold issue with the old bathrooms and fitness area. So they're fixing that up again. It's 25 years old or so, I think. So it's about time. They're gutting that out a little bit and cleaning up and getting it all set for the next decade or two. So if you have to use the bathroom, you can go in the community center. Use that. You can still sit by the pool now. They had it all locked out while they checked everything because they were worried the community center might have a problem and all that. They checked it. They did good. They're spending money. Hello. Hey. Yeah, they had water bottles, That's all right. I left it just sitting there full of water. Put my sneakies on. I got them in the garage. Got to keep the sneakers in the garage with little sneaker balls in them all. Whichever one I pick, I just dump the sneaker ball. I got a little plastic bucket sitting there next to the chair because I've sat down before with my phone in my pocket and it fell out of my pocket. So I angled the bucket with a towel or two in it, which is only there to catch the foam, and had to throw some extra those baking soda balls, whatever they are, absorb odor, and put those in there. I just toss them in there, and that's the system. And the foam falls out, it falls into the little bucket there, and it's not a big deal. So that's how I do it. But yeah, I change. I have a place to put. I think I've put the water bottle exactly where I usually put my phone when I come in the house, and then go, turn back around and go back to the garage, get the phone. Yeah, that's a real thing. That might be a gray hair thing too. Oh well. Well, I enjoyed this. This is kind of crazy, but it's kind of neat. Talking about Disney, talking about fitness, relieving stress, helping your cardiovascular system, keeping heart disease away from you. You got to get out and move. You got to get off the sofa. If you got a smartwatch that tells you every hour to stand, get off your butt and stand and walk around a little bit. Walk in the kitchen and don't get a treat. Go to the bathroom. Go see if the kitty cat needs some more food, which they won't. Take the dog out for a walk. You know, check on the kids. Whatever your thing is. Get up and, walk around and check your emails then. Check your Facebook. Watch your TikTok while you're walking. Get something to do. Look forward to. And then you can plop back down and watch YouTube or Netflix or something. Next big thing. White Lotus just started. It's February 2025. White Lotus just started on Max. You've got all these good shows starting up. All the network shows are still running. Some are restarting soon. They've been on hiatus since the winter holidays. They do that. Whether there'll be shows all the way to May, it's still kind of up in the air. I'm still waiting on that. Not real sure how they'll do that. But they might have enough shows in the bank to do it, or they may have just cut short this year. Gave it that mentality of the streaming services. Everyone's watching on streaming. Let's cut back shows like streaming services do and let them watch some streaming shows and not do 20 some shows this year. We'll see. The Gorge movie with Anya Taylor-Joy and Miles Teller is good. It's on Apple TV Plus. You can watch that. There's all sorts of stuff to chill and watch, but you got to get up and move. You got to get up and walk. Give your body a little fitness and exercise. Get that 2 or 3 miles going. You're going about 3 to 4 miles an hour. You're doing that. If your voice gets kind of hard to talk, that's walking faster like this and still talking like you're talking to a friend. You want to pick it up a little bit. You want to pick it up and see if I don't look too stupid. Okay, no, I'm behind. Too stupid. But this is faster. This is a fast power walk. They want you to get your heart rate up a little bit. Get some of a good touch. We've done 1.26 miles. Hey, you did pretty good, right? So it helps with depression. It helps you think. If you got a problem with your mind, take a walk. Just go out for a walk and think about it. Listen to a podcast. Steve Martin would love to listen to true crime podcast. That's why he helped kind of create the idea of only murders in the building. And Martin Short had nothing to do with true crime podcast or any of that stuff, and he would give Steve a hard time. Of course, they both give each other a hard time. That's their act. But he'd give him a hard time because he'd be like miles walking, listening to true crime podcast. And I was like, oh boy. Well, I do 3 miles. I said, I did good. I just do, when I got to 1.5 miles, I said, you know, all I got to do is do this one more time. Same little route. Got a route around the block, kind of, and through a cul-de-sac and up to the top and then back down again. I stayed relatively close to home. That way, if you get tired, you cut through some neighbors' yards, you beeline it straight back to the house, and you're good. And if it's at mid-afternoon, you can check the mail. You know, you're good. You don't have to overdo it. My wife likes walking through where the villas are and through different areas. I'm like, they all look alike to me. But you see different things. Sure you do. Hey, coming back to that first picnic table. That's good. But yeah, speaking, when we were talking Disney, the same thing's true with the rides. Universal has a whole line of water rides. And they're fun early in the day. And same thing with a couple rides that are water rides at Disney. They're fun early in the day, but you don't want to go down the log flume late in the afternoon. It's getting dark, and you're just going to get colder and colder because the temperature's going down, the breeze is in the air, the sun's going to hang behind some clouds, and you're not going to dry off as quick as you would have in the midday when it's just stifling hot and you got wet and went, and you got that cold, whoop. And then you walk around a little bit and you're almost bone dry. No, this is going to take a while. And it's not coming. And then if you have dinner reservations inside an air-conditioned restaurant, oh my gosh. Now, if you're at Disney World and you got reservations at the Palace and you're going to see a couple characters show up at your table and you come in and your shirt's still a little wet, your socks are wet, and that air conditioning's blasting, you're gonna be like, jeez. When you go buy, you could go buy one of those stores and buy some socks and buy a t-shirt and shorts. You're gonna like, you just give me all that stuff. That'd be a good out. Give me a new hat. Give me some souvenir stuff. There's one way to get out of it. That'd be the way to go. But yeah, it's tough. You don't want to get wet at the end of the day, okay? That's the deal. And frozen ride is wet. You want to put those things ahead of time as best you can on the app, and when you're in the park, try to rebook if you wasn't able to get it. Maybe some people cancel, because the people that are staying in official Disney hotels get first bids. They get to pick first. And then if you're at some, like the Hylton that we stay at, hey, Twig, that we stay at Buena Vista next to Disney Springs, they'll pick you up and take you to the parks. They have buses and stuff. And the last time we went, you had to make reservations for the bus and get on the right bus. You just need to jump on the bus and go. Oh, this bus is going to Animal Kingdom. Okay, let's go. Now, they didn't do that anymore. They hired a third party to do it, make reservations. So we just hung out until our bus arrived, and then we got on. It was a double-decker bus, so we went up top. That was fun, but we decided not to do that again. It was kind of like, you know, scrunch down low, get way up there, go down those steep steps, get a little older. That's not a thing anymore. So, but we got there, walked around, did Hollywood Studios and all the Star Wars rides, and had reservations at Disney Springs for dinner. That way we could come back, you know, change clothes, change socks, whatever. You know, put a little nicer shirt on for dinner and walking around Disney Springs. And if you got back early enough, you could take a little nap, head out, get your dinner about 5, something like that. That way you could walk off your dinner from the boathouse. Wine Bar George is an Italian place. I can't remember the name of it. It's pretty good. Boathouse is the best. And we enjoyed Wine Bar George. All the way to the last part of the meal, I got something and I was like, man, this isn't as good as the rest of it. But the other stuff was great. I was like, good golly, this is good. My wife's was wonderful. She loved hers. So, yeah, it breaks your day up. You're right there at the hotel. You just walk back, go over the little bridge, They have elevators that can get you up high up and over the street. And you're back at your room. And if you can handpick the room, pick the one on the side of the bridge. That way you just kind of walk in. Been a long walking day. Now, at that hotel, the bus is picked up at the other side of the hotel. But if you've been sitting on your butt riding the bus, you don't need to be that close to your room. You can walk it. You can walk across the hotel to the other side. But if you've been walking all this time at Disney Springs, yeah, you want to have some way to get to your room quick. You're done. You pull in, get that elevator up to any floor, it don't matter, and then get to your room that's closest by, and you just call it a day. So we're doing good. We did a great walk together, 1.58 miles. I'm gonna call it a day. I'm getting ready to run out of trail and head back to the Silverthorne neighborhood, and I'll check you guys later. Check out my other playlist. I've got other videos on all sorts of subjects. And hey, bird. And like and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. If you watched a couple of videos, yeah, might as well subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Show me some support and love. It helps to tell Google that, look, people are interested in this channel. It's not a big channel. It's just me out walking and talking and riding my bike and talking about streaming services a lot. Here's a big loud truck. Big truck. Hi, truck. But it helps. It really does. And I appreciate it. And throw me a comment. You know, if you want to. Positive ones are helpful. I get the negative ones too, but it's okay. But positive ones, oh, that'd be nice. But you have a good day. Enjoy your walk. Bye.